So let's say your bow just blew up, your limbs broke, maybe your string broke too, and you are pissed. You're posting all kinds of stuff on social media about how your particular bow manufacturer's bows suck and they're garbage and another limb breaking issue, when in reality, it could have been your knock. That's today's episode, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Dragging Deer Outdoors, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Limb issues, bows blowing up is a hot topic, and for good reason, because we have seen a lot more limb issues, a lot more bows blowing up than we have in past years. And I've done a few videos on this, some things that I think can contribute to that. And guys, Rich over at Death by Bungee just did a fantastic video series on limb issues, kind of focusing more on the actual crossbow themselves. So I'm going to put some links down below in the description of those videos. You definitely need to check them out. I kind of want to take a different approach in this video. I want to talk about how your bow can blow up and you think it is your bow's fault when in reality it could be something else, like your nocks. That's what we're going to start with today. Guys, the first way your knock can cause your bow to fail is that you're shooting the wrong knock. Do not shoot any nocks that are not approved for your bow by your manufacturer. You got to check your owner's manual and only shoot what your bow is designed to shoot. It could be your bow needs a proprietary knock, could be it needs a half moon or a flat or whatever it is. Maybe it can shoot multiple, maybe it can only shoot one. Whatever your bow is designed to shoot, you have got to shoot that knock. The second way your knock can cause your bow to fail is simply that it's damaged. And the easiest way and the most common way that nocks are damaged is by shooting groups. You guys, you gotta stop shooting groups. I know it is super cool, it's super satisfying to walk up to a target and there's just a nice tight stack of bolts sitting there. It's fun to post it on social media, but you guys, every crossbow that they make now can sit there and just stack bolts on a target. What you're doing when you are shooting those groups is you are risking damaging the back end of bolts by banging other bolts up into there. And it does not take much to your knock or just the back end of your bolt. A little bit of damage, the next time you shoot it, it could cause it to fail. So you guys, everyone say it with me. Stop shooting groups, shoot different dots. The third way your knock can cause your bow to fail, and guys, this number 3 is kind of an asterisk, but that is shooting a lighted knock. Now, I absolutely love lighted knocks. I hunt with them all the time. I think the benefits of hunting with one, knowing where you hit your game, being able to recover your bolt easier after the shot, I think those benefits outweigh the risks of shooting them, but I definitely do think there are risks in shooting lighted knocks, especially now with how fast crossbows are, how high draw weights are. Lighted knocks just seem to be more susceptible to breaking. I don't know if it's the clear material that is maybe a little bit more brittle. I don't know if it's the construction where you've got the LED inside of it or particular designs of lighted knocks, but I definitely do think that lighted knocks are more susceptible to breaking just based on what they are. And the fourth way your knock can cause your bow to fail really isn't the knock's fault at all. It's actually your fault, and that is that your bolt wasn't fully seated against your string. Now, I know we have anti-dry fire triggers and stuff, but even if that bolt is just off the string just a little bit, within that margin where you can still click your safety off and fire that bolt, you are turning a push force of your bolt is fully seated against the string and all your string is doing is pushing it down the barrel or down the rail. You're now turning that into an impact force where your string is hitting it before it's pushing it. And that impact force, you guys, can cause your knock to break and fail. So make sure your bolt is fully seated no matter what hunting or shooting scenario you're in. It's got to be fully seated before you shoot. Let's talk about what actually happens when a knock fails. So scenario 1, which I think is the most common scenario, is that your knock fails and it basically allows your string to jump over your bolt, to leave your knock and just travel over your bolt. And that causes some level of a dry fire scenario. The second way that that knock can fail and cause damage to your bow is when it breaks, instead of your string jumping over the knock and the bolt, it actually exposes a sharp edge, or it allows the string to kind of push and cut and penetrate into the carbon of your bolt, which can be very sharp when it's fractured. And those sharp edges cause your string to basically be severed, to cut it. Either scenario is an instant energy release, like you guys know. Your string being cut, going from load on a bolt to just no load at all, or the dry fire scenario, obviously the same thing. That instant energy release is going to cause some level of damage to your bow. Now, depending on when that energy release happens, is probably going to depend on the level of damage your bow has. So if it happens early, your bow could completely blow up. String could break, limbs could break, cams could be deformed, all that kind of stuff. But if it happens late in the shooting process, your string might be fine, your cams might be fine, you might just have a broken limb or a cracked limb. And in both scenarios, oftentimes, that bolt is still going to travel somewhere downrange. Now, it might not hit your target or where you're aiming. You might not find it, but it is probably going to travel downrange. And a lot of times people just think, my bow blew up, my limbs failed, all that kind of stuff. And they don't even look at or consider, or maybe they can't find their bolt to realize that in reality, the nock failed. That was the root cause that then caused the bow to fail. So remember, shoot the correct nock for your bow. Don't shoot groups, shoot at different dots, because shooting groups and smashing bolts together is the easiest way to cause damage to your nock. If you're gonna shoot lighted nocks, just be cognizant of the fact that their design and their material appears to be more susceptible to damage, especially with today's high speed, high draw weight crossbows. And guys, fourth thing, make sure your bolt is always fully seated against your string before you shoot. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor, hit that like button down below. Also hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you again next time. Remember, be a sportsman, make a sportsman.